on in. How is everybody doing today? Hi, Kingdom. How are you today? How is everyone doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. How are you guys doing today? How are you? What are you up to? How is everyone doing today? Today's topic, today's conversation is beware of a narcissist sting. How many of you have been stung by the narcissist? Because we know that they are all queen bees and they do know how to sting you. They will absolutely sting you. They will love every moment of stinging you, and they will actually do everything in their power to make sure that that does happen. Hi, Kingdom. Come on in. Come on in. How is everyone doing today? How are you? Come on in. As you come in, hit the like button. Just let YouTube know that you appreciate these lives, you appreciate these conversations. It just lets YouTube know that you are enjoying this channel. And come on in, come on in, come on in. How are you guys doing today? What are you guys up to? And how many of you have experienced the sting of a narcissist? The narcissist sting. How many of you have had that experience once, twice, 20 times, 50 times, 100 times? How many of you have experienced the narcissist sting? And how many of you know exactly what that feels like? How many of you know exactly what that entails? Let's talk about that today. Let's talk about usually the things that are transpiring or happening. We know that if you go against the grain with a narcissist, they'll give you a sting for that. They'll make you pay. If you give them the silent treatment because you're just exhausted, you had enough, and you just like, I can't, you don't want to argue, you don't want to go back and forth with them, so they're going to give you that sting. They're going to make you pay any way possible. They're going to make you pay. They're going to do everything in their power to make you upset, to get back at you. They have that very vindictive mind. And how many of you have had the unfortunate opportunity to actually experience what it's like when things don't go the narcissist's way? When they are about to discard you, you're really getting the sting now. You are getting the real true person. They've been showing you of a little bit of what they are, what they're involved is, but when they are about to discard you, when they have some type of new supply, regardless of what the supply is, as long as someone else is paying attention to them. And again, it doesn't matter who that is. It could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be the same sex. It really doesn't matter. As long as someone is giving them some type of attention, some type of gratification, some type of making them feel some type of good, some type of way, they're getting that rush, they're getting that high off of this other person who doesn't know anything about them, who doesn't um, know what you've been through, don't know what anyone's been through. They just know that this person is pretending to be nice, but they think that the person, as we all did, thinks that that person is a nice person. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing today? How are you? How is everything? Everybody come on in. As you come in, say hi. And what are you guys up to? How is everything going? And we are talking about the narcissist sting today. And I might have to put you guys on a little bit of pause because I turned the air off because it was freezing. And now, of course, I'm talking to you guys and I'm feeling hot. But I'm gonna see how I feel, and if I feel like it's getting too hot, I might just step away and put my air on just for a second. But how are you guys doing? As you guys come on in, come on in. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm so happy that you guys take time out of your busy day to stop in and say hi. Miss Vanessa, how you doing? Miss Denise, how are you doing? How is everyone doing? I hope you guys had a great weekend. We're getting a little bit of rumble right now. We have, there's supposed to be, it was supposed to be I think a hurricane, but now it's looks like it's turned into a tropical storm, which is good. But I think we're about to get some rain. Um, Denise said, "Thank you for your topic. It is too helpful." Yeah, the sting of a narcissist. How many of you have experienced, know exactly what that's like? How their minds compute that they're upset with you for whatever reason, even though it may be something that they initiated. Maybe it's something that they caused, which 9 times out of 10 the confusion starts with them. It'll end with us most of the time because after some point we can't take it anymore, and then we react. But 9 times out of 10, the argument, the disagreement, the fight, whatever it is, the blow up, usually 9 times out of 10 does start with them. And if it starts with us, it's usually something that they planted a seed, they did something to upset you, they sit back, they plan it, they sit back and they just wait for your reaction, and then they make it seem like you're the one that caused the issue, because you said something, you reacted to the things that they did. So, how many of you have experienced the sting of a narcissist? How many of you know exactly what that entails? How vindictive they are, and the things that they will do and say when they are in that space. And maybe you've seen it done to other people, how they will go below the belt, they will do everything to maybe get someone fired, or just it's just the neighbor didn't agree with them, and now they want to do all these things to the neighbor, or the neighbor's dog got in the yard and pooped in the yard, and now it's just this melee of confusion because they're upset, which they always are upset about something. Vanessa said, "I am okay. You?" Yeah, I'm good. Me and this ponytail was fighting today. I put a ponytail in 5 million times, and I had to do this. I don't even like it, and I don't even care at this point. And I said, you know what? The devil is a liar, and I noticed that every time I try to go live, there's always something happening to try to stop me. But guess what? It don't matter. If I have to come on here looking good and crazy, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we have to spread awareness. What matters is that we connect with each other. What matters is that we share our stories, and that we help each other heal, because we're on that healing journey. And that's what matters more than anything. So I don't even care about the ponytail. It's just whatever. Hey Shalu, how you doing today? How is everything in Gambia? How are you? Vanessa said, "I am learning that when a narc is being super nice, there is a definite an agenda." Vanessa, you said it right. You absolutely said it right. And when no matter what that agenda is, no matter what they plan, no matter what they do, if you don't agree with them, if you don't jump on their bandwagon with them, even though what they're saying and doing is like, what? No, I'm not doing that. Or why would I do that? Or why would I go and do that to that person? That's not right. Or because you don't agree with what they're saying, now it's like they always, you know what? I just had a revelation. I just had a revelation. I never thought about this before, but I just realized something. They always have a target. They always have a target, whether it's you or someone else. They always, you guys tell me if you agree. Just put in the comment section, I agree. If you look back and you really reflect, at every point of all the every time, they always have a target of someone who they are upset with, who they have this vendetta with. And maybe the other person doesn't even know that they're upset with them. Maybe the other person has no idea that they are feeling the way that the narcissist is feeling the way that they are feeling, but that doesn't matter. The narcissist is upset with someone at every point, every day, no matter what. They're always, whether it be their mother not doing what they asked them to do. If they say, hey, I want this, or let's say they ask for their mother for a loan or their father for a loan, and the mother sends $1,000 and they wanted $5,000. They're upset with the mother for not sending the amount that they want. I'm just making up a scenario, but they always have an agenda. They always have a target against someone. There's never a point when they're not upset or angry or trying to get back at someone. It is the absolutely just exhausting. I'm exhausted talking about it. It's a part where you're like, this person is really has issues, mental issues, just really sad. There is no love, there's no compassion for really anyone, because anyone can get it at any point at any time. It doesn't matter at all. It's really scary. um, Vanessa said, I called my narc baby daddy today to talk to him about my son. We were talking, but when he would say, I'm sorry, but we were talking, but then he would say, can you call me later? And so forth. We have spoken about 4 times today. Something isn't right. Yeah, because he is, he's just doing things to upset you. He's just, he's not interested. He's not interested. Um, you have to pull back. You have to pull back, and you have to let him initiate. And if when he does contact you, if he does, let him know that you're very busy. And are we going to talk about when we can plan for you and your son to have an outing, a short outing like we talked about? But he knows that he's doing what he's doing to you on purpose. This is the sting that we're talking about. He knows that he's getting under your skin. He knows that the when you call him and then you guys start talking, and then he has something else that he puts ahead of you. Um, you have got to figure out a way how what he thinks and what he says doesn't matter, and it doesn't control your emotions, and it doesn't control how you react, and it doesn't control how you internalize it, if that makes sense. um, because the more we feed into their shenanigans, their games, their agenda, the more they deplete us, the more they upset us, and it's done on purpose. It is 100% done on purpose. These people could care less about a father, a son, a brother, a wife, an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife, an ex-husband. They don't care. They don't care about anybody. They don't care about us. They don't care about the kids. It's very apparent. I'm a true believer in, you can say a lot of things. We can all say a lot of things. But what do our actions show? What does our behavior show? That is the true person. That is the true who somebody is inside. Because if someone can speak out of their mouth and say completely disgusting things about everything, everybody, and everything under the sun, there is something internally wrong with that person. But then we take it on, we try to fix it, we try to make things right, and then we're running around like that puppy who's chasing its tail, and then we're drained, and then we're depleted, and they're like, ha ha ha, their heads are in the cloud, they could care less, they don't care about anything. So I hope that that makes sense. And you've got to disconnect yourself. You're trying to put the pieces back together for you and your son and him, but he has to be the one. You have to let him sit back and just let him be the father. Don't try to tell him, or don't call him to set arrangements up. If you made this today your day, that you decided that today was the day that you were going to reach out to him to try to um, get that plan in action, and he's not really interested, you did your part. You did your part. Put your hands up. Do like this. My Haitian girlfriend does this thing. She goes da 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 da, and then she goes like that, meaning she tried. We did our part. We tried everything under the sun. But this part means hands are up. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing it. It's over. It's done. He is depleting you. He is upsetting you. He's doing these things to you to get you to be in the emotion that you are in. And you have to see that, and you have to know that. So now it's your time to do this. Put your hands up. Move on with your life. Move on with you and your son's life. If he figures it out and he gets it together and he decides that he's going to be a father today, that he's going to be the man today, okay. Okay. But then that's where you have to set your guidelines and your stipulations on how it's going to go. And if he can't respect that, to be a healthy father, to be a healthy man, and to show your son what it means to be a man, and and show respect to your son, then you're going to be always in that emotion. You're going to always be in that space that you're trying to fix it, and you can't fix a narcissist. No one can fix a narcissist. The only person that can fix a narcissist is God, and the only other person that can fix a narcissist is a narcissist. And narcissists don't have any accountability, and they don't want to change. So, yeah, it's really, really, really frustrating. Shalu said, I am fine, thank you. This week I have to leave Gambia, but at that time I was in a fog from the narcissist spouse, so to speak. Um, yeah, that fog is not a good place. Um, you're confused. You are not understanding. You're upset with yourself for not um, acknowledging the red flags. You're upset with yourself for allowing the disgusting behavior. And I know exactly what that feels like. And I'm going to tell you this all the time. Go to God in prayer. Um, Go to God in prayer. Go on long walks. Listen to good music. Um, get in the Word. Get back to loving yourself. That is going to be the key. And I think Lawrence is here, and Lawrence says all the time, we're on this healing journey. And hey, Lawrence, and we have to make sure that that's where if we can't be good for anyone, and I want you guys to understand this, what good are we for anyone, including ourselves, if we are always allowing the narcissist to control our mental, to control our emotions, to control our just who we are as people, that we're always upset because they've done something. We've got to get to that space where we have to pull back and we have to protect our energy. We have to clear our mind and we have to separate us and the narcissist. The narcissist is not our problem. The narcissist is not our child. It is not our job to try to fix these types of people. It is not our job to do wrong, right all the wrongs that they do all the time. So I know what the fog is like. I trust me, I know. But just go for long walks, talk to God, listen to good music, go to the water. Water is so calming. Water, going by water is a really good way to release. Cry if you have to, Shalu. Um, Dance if you need to. Just do things that make you feel good, whatever that is. If reading is what you like, do that. If watching a good movie, or watching a funny movie or a comedy, if that's what makes you feel better, try to focus on those things. Those things are going to help you get out of that fog, get out of that mindset where we're so upset with them and ourselves that we can't function and we can't be good for ourselves, further less anyone else. Let's see. Hey, Lawrence. Yep. Good afternoon, beautiful people. Congratulations for discovering your strength during this healing journey. This is exactly what I just said. I knew. I love you, Lawrence. I love it. Let's see. Yes, I agree. 1000%. Yes, yes, yes. Vanessa said, he hasn't upset me. I'm fine. In the conversation, he would go off topic. Yep. He kept saying that he's happy when I call him. I don't care about him. He trapped me with a child, which is not right. Yeah. Don't call him, Vanessa. You did your part. Don't call him anymore. He's doing it on purpose to get you to react, to get you he wants to talk about you and him, or if he's telling you that he's happy that you're calling. If he's not mentioning your son in that, you got to put your hands up. You have to stand back and you have to reevaluate, and you have to say, wait a minute, he's not trying. He's not trying. And when he tries, and you're in that mood and you want to say, okay, let's figure this out, but it has to come from him. We can't tell narcissists how to be men, and we can't tell narcissists how to be women, and we can't tell narcissists how to be fathers, and we can't tell narcissists how to be. We can tell them all we want to, but guess what? If it's not something that they're wanting to do, if it's not something that they feel is important, they're not going to do it. And then we're going to be in a space where we're always frustrated, we're always angry, and we're just not being 100% for ourselves. Yeah, we have to, you have to pull back. You have to pull back, and you have to let him lead. And we know he's not going to lead. And you may have to, unfortunately, you may have to learn to be okay with that. It's really sad, very sad. It's very unfortunate. Lawrence said, for those who love you, no apology is necessary. Absolutely. For those who don't, no apology will do. That is so correct. Pray and know God loves you. And when nobody else doesn't apologize, when no one else, when, what is wrong with me today? When nobody else doesn't apologize for loving yourself, Protect your peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Um, we have to protect our energy and we have to protect our peace. And if that means that we have to throw our hands up like my Haitian girlfriend does, um, and let them be who they are, let them set their own traps, let them do whatever it is they want to do, um, we got to let it go. We have to let it go. If it's going to be a no-win battle for either one of us, we're not going to win, and the narcissist is not going to win, because it's not coming from a genuine place. It's not coming from a healthy place. It's not coming from a healing place. It's not coming from, let's do, in your case, Vanessa, let's do what's in the best interest of my son. And then he's, unfortunately, he's not gonna come from that space. It doesn't sound like that's something that he's interested in doing, unfortunately. So it's really, really sad and very unfortunate. But my suggestion would be, you called, you did your part. Don't call again. Don't call him for anything, unless, God forbid, something is really, really important, pertaining to your son. Don't give him your energy. Don't give him your space. Focus on you. Focus on your boyfriend. Focus on your son. Focus on God. And if he comes around, let him come around. Um, let's see. Um, Vanessa said, I am not bothered about the narcissist baby daddy. I have a good life. My son is going um, through so much emotional trauma. I just want life good for him. I know. I know that. I know. Um, and, maybe, and this is the unfortunate and sad part, but maybe, maybe he can't, he has nothing to give. And maybe him coming around will might cause more damage than good. Um, my suggestion would be, with your son, what, if counseling, try counseling. We talked about you getting him a journal. Um, find an outlet that your son loves, something that he loves to do. And when he's getting in those types of emotional trauma situations, try to make an appointment or do whatever it is, whatever outlet he likes. Try to get him into karate or one of those where it helps them with the mind. Um, you know your son, so figure out what it is that your son loves, and try to incorporate that into his routine. And it's really unfortunate, but it sounds like um, his dad has nothing to give. Very sad, very unfortunate. But I'm an advocate that if you can't be healthy and you can't be loving and you can't put the kids first, forget what happened to me and you. Forget what happened between the two people. If you can't stand up and be a healthy adult, a healthy father, a healthy mother for your child, then life may have to be, this is the unfortunate part, life may have to be that you may have to go on without that person in order to get that healing, in order to get that happy space, in order to get that joy, in order to get that peace. It's unfortunate. No one wants to have that. Everyone wants to that everything would go the way it's supposed to go. but we're dealing with people who are mentally unstable, mentally 2 and 3 year olds, and they don't have, a lot of them don't have anything to give other than the negative. And to, when things don't go their way, they lash out and they are aggressive and they're violent, and you feel their sting, and it's always coming back at you. And it's again, it's really unfortunate that we have to tell grown adults how to be a good person, how to be a good father, how to be a good mother, how to be a loving person, how to put other people before themselves. But unfortunately, that's not what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with normal people who see things from a perspective of, I should do the right thing. I should call my son. I should call my daughter. I should try to make peace. I should try to do things differently. I should try to be loving. But when they do it, it's because there is an agenda. And it's really sad, but we've got to get into the healing space where, if that means that they got to get left behind, or we have to, I like to use the term, if we got to take a bulldozer and run their behinds over so that we can run into our peace. Okay, that might be what we have to do. So see if you can get your son into counseling. Find an outlet for him. Talk to him. Love on him. You have your dad in your life, so your dad may have to be, quote unquote, the father to your son, and then pray that his dad gets his act together, and pray that he comes in and becomes the dad and the man and the father that he's supposed to be, coming from a healthy space. Because if they're not being healthy, then we don't need them. We don't need them, because then they cause more confusion. Um, they just cause more chaos and more drama, and we don't want to do that. Let's see. Lawrence said, Sister Vanessa, he didn't trap you with the child. He placed the blessing in you. God only chooses certain people to be parents. So don't look at it as a trap. Look at it as a blessing. Yeah, yeah. Your son is a blessing, and I know that you will say that. So yes, your son is definitely a blessing, and take the focus off of him and put the focus on your son. Put the focus on you, being there for him. And if he comes around, then he comes around. But he has to come around from a healthy space. And it doesn't sound like that's going to happen anytime soon. So in the meantime, love on your son, um, do things with your son, get him into those outlets, and just go into a space where, if him and your dad have to do the son and dad thing, um, thank God that you have a man figure that can step in and be the dad for your son. And hopefully, we're going to pray and hope that his dad does get his act together, and that he comes from a loving and healthy space. So, yes, your son is absolutely a blessing. Shalu said, I was thinking what's written in the Bible, the King James Version, friendship with the world is intimate against God, while the narcissist is also from the world, but I didn't get that. God became my enemy. Oh, uh-oh. Well, that's not good. We definitely want to. I don't think that God would be your enemy, though. There is a complete completely different there is the devil and then there's God, and they are, we know the difference between the two. So I'm sorry that you feel that way, Shalu, but I think that it's important that we go into that self reflect and we reflect back, because I have to tell you, when it comes to the narcissist, um, I don't blame anybody but myself, because I saw the signs. I ignored the signs. I saw all the red flags and I ignored them. I pushed them to the side, um, because I would really believe to say that there was that I was just believing that this person was a good person, but this person had issues, and I felt like I could deal with those issues. But I don't blame anybody but myself. And I really believe that everything in life is a lesson. So I know what I learned from being with the narcissist, and having the narcissist in my life. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people. I think that we as empathic people can be very naive. I think that we can be very forgiving. I think that we can be um, we sometimes will be in a dream world because we want things to be a certain way, and we want to be loved, and we want someone to love us back. And so when they trick us with their nice ways, we believe them, and then we get ourselves entangled into these relationships that sometimes we stay in way too long, and sometimes we stay in relationships that are not. So I think that you have to figure out what the lesson is in your relationship with the narcissist. And I think that self reflecting and learning your lesson as you move forward, so that you go ahead and you move forward, that you don't make the same mistakes, and that you see those kind of people for exactly who they are. I think that that's really important. But that's how I feel about it. That's my stance. And that's what I think about it. So um, Shalu said, Lawrence, how can that be, while I have two kids with the narcissist, and am man? Okay, so you think that she trapped you with children as well? Um, I'm gonna say that children absolutely are a blessing, regardless of how they came. I went through hell with my daughter's father, which is the narcissist, my ex-husband, and I wouldn't trade my daughter for the world. My daughter is absolutely a blessing, 100%. Um, but we have to get into the space where we can't undo what's already done. You guys, we already have these children. We can't, that's not something that we can undo. So we can't keep going back to the fact that it happened. What we have to do is we have to self-evaluate, we have to reevaluate, we have to assess them as the people that they are, and then we have to figure out a way that we are healthy for these kids, that we are loving for these kids, and that we reprogram for these kids what that means to heal, what that means to be happy, what that means to be healthy. That's our job, that we have to get into that space if we're not already there. But going back and continuing to, for like, I would like me saying, oh, I should have never had a child with my son, with my daughter's father, then no, that I love my daughter. I love everything about her. She's a really sweet person. It's just unfortunate that the parent is not a healthy person in their mind, and we just have to love on the kids, and we have to appreciate the kids. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know. Hey Rosa. Hey Boo, how you doing? I didn't see the email from you, so I went in. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I went into one of your videos and I put my email. So treasure has no S. Designs is spelled like designs, with an S, and then colors with an S at gmail.com. So treasure designs colors at gmail.com. So go ahead and send me an email so we can figure that out that we talked about last live. I hope you're doing good. Vanessa said the Nart baby daddy did talk about my son and how he wants the best for him. Okay, so Vanessa, what is he doing? What is he doing as a father? What is he doing as a dad and as a man to not just give lip service, but have you guys set another plan in action for him to meet up with your son so that he can start the process of that healing journey, of that reconnecting back with your son? Has that transpired yet? Do you guys have a plan and a date and a time? Let's see. Rosa says they only give pain. Don't know how to love. Guys, they have a mental and spiritual ailment. Seriously, yeah, they really do. I don't. It doesn't matter because there are a lot of pastors who are narcissists. They don't have a spiritual. Um, they have a spiritual ailment and a mental ailment. It's very unfortunate. But we have to learn certain traits, excuse me, certain techniques and certain tips to work around them. It is what it is. We can't change it. We can't make it different, but we can deal with it head on. And when we're dealing with narcissists, there's certain techniques, there's certain tips that we can do that we don't find ourselves getting frustrated and upset with these people because that's all they're doing. That's all they want to do. Yeah. Let's see. Denise said, well said. Yep, I think she was talking about what Lawrence had said. Hey, Leslie, how you doing today? Leslie says, I'm going through the same thing. I can't do it with my son. He is a violent, malignant narcissist. Oh, I'm so sorry, Leslie. How old is your son? And am I to assume that he learned that behavior from someone else? And if he did, what was the relationship? What was that relationship with him? So how old is your son? And then whoever he learned it from, what was the relationship with him? Was it his father? Was it his grandfather? Was it his um, uncle? Was it his cousin? Who was it that he saw this? Because I really believe that narcissism is a learned behavior. It's that they see others acting this way, carrying on this way, treating people this way, behaving like 2 and 3 year old children, and then they take on those traits. It is something that can be fixed, but they have to realize that there is an issue and they have to do the self work. We can't do it for them. So tell me, Leslie, how old is your son? And where did he learn that behavior? What was the relationship? Shalu said, Shalu said, I hope I didn't make a mistake with my English because I meant Yah is not my enemy. Okay, yeah, okay. But I was sleeping with the enemy. Yeah, yeah. We definitely were and are sleeping with the enemy. Some of us, yeah. And Shalu, like I said, um, what did you learn from that relationship? That's what we have to take out of it. That as you move forward, as you do your self healing and do your work, do the work. We have to do the work. There's no way that we can heal and move forward with someone new, because the cycle is just going to continue, because we're not going to trust the next person. Sorry, guys. Hello? Hi. You're leaving. Okay, we'll do. Okay, baby. Bye. Sorry, my daughter's getting off for school. So I'm going to wrap up. But let's see. Rosa said, take off the rose-colored glasses and see life for what it really is. Yeah. Um, Yep, the email. Yep. Okay, yeah. So treasure, no S, designs has an S, and designs is spelled how it's supposed to be spelled, and then colors is with an S at gmail.com. Okay, honey. So let's see. Shalou said, I feel only that it was better that I had children with the right person, because the narcissists don't care in general. Yeah. Um, I agree, that as you move forward, if you decide to have more children, that you be very mindful. You pray for the gift and the power of discernment that God shows you, or and directs the right person to you, and you to the correct person, and that you see the signs and that you see the red flags. This goes for everyone, that we see the signs, we see the red flags, we don't ignore them. We know, we all of us know now, what we didn't know before we met the narcissist. So we know exactly what narcissism is. We know exactly what they do. We know exactly what they say. We know exactly what their behaviors are, because we all experienced it. Every single one of us on this live, or who is going to watch this, has had some type of experience, unless it's the narcissist watching. But for for us who are on our healing journey, who are taking accountability and working on ourselves, we've every single one of us have experienced what that is. So as we move forward, we want to make sure that we don't continue the same cycle. It is our job now and our responsibility. My mother has a saying, and it says, when you know better, you do better. So we don't want to fall into the trap where someone's coming and being loving and sweet from the very beginning, just doing way too much, telling you they love you on the first date, asking you to marry them on the second date. No, we have to take our time. We have to get to know people, and we have to pray for that gift and that power of discernment, that God knows and shows us exactly who these people are. And if that means that you have to have a solid relationship, then that's what we got to do. If you see them and you see the signs, then you got to run. You got to run. It's better to run and not have someone and be in peace than to have someone and be in discord. And I'm gonna stand on that. I really believe that. I'm not. For me, I am not. I am not. I refuse to allow these type of people to come into my space, and I not allow them to come into my world and my energy. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my energy. And I have a daughter that I have to be mindful of. So those are the things that really resonate with me, that as moving forward, I have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. So again, we can't undo what's already done. We can't change the mother or the father of our children with these narcissists, but we can work with the kids. We can reprogram the kids. We can love the kids, and we can do what we have to do, that as we move forward, that we're coming from a different direction and we're seeing them for exactly who they are. Let's see. Vanessa said he said that he is open to see my son, but my son refuses to see him. Last time it was difficult. Okay, so then just let him call your son for right now. Just let him talk on the phone with your son. Let your son get back to that, where he is comfortable with him, and let them have conversations. Let them do maybe video chat. Video chat would be great. That way they could see each other, and just start there. Don't force it, because if you force it and it goes left, I'm telling you, they're going to turn it back around, and both of them are going to blame you, because both of them are going to say that you pushed it, you wanted this to happen. So we definitely don't want it to come from that space. We want it to come that they both want it. We want it to come from that they are both in it together. So start with phone calls, start with video chats, let that relationship grow, um let that build, and then we'll just take it from there. So just try, just have him call your son and say hi. If he has to do that 20 times in a row until your son doesn't trust him right now, unfortunately. And with the track record, I don't blame your son. um, you know trust a snake to be a snake, and trust a snake to bite you. um, and your son is not in that space yet, so don't force it. You definitely don't want to be the one to force it. So let it happen naturally, and let him as the father who disappeared for that period of time. It's his job to make it work. It's his job to reconnect with his son. It's his job to make his son feel comfortable with him again. That's his job. That's his responsibility as the father. Let's see. Uh, Vanessa said, oh, okay, I read that. Rosa said, I learned to put myself first. Absolutely. Yourself and God. That's who is going to be. Those are the two. If we're not healthy, we can't be healthy for anyone else. So yes, absolutely. Vanessa said, my son doesn't want to speak to him, so I don't know. So just let him, as the father, reach out to your son, and you stay out of it. Just be the mom and the dad right now. Let your dad be the dad. Just don't force it. Let him do the job of reconnecting with your son. It is his job. He's the one that disappeared. He's the one that wasn't active in your son's life. He's the one that made the decisions that he made. So now it's his job to clean up the mess that he made. It is his job to reconnect with your son. And it is his job to get your son to be comfortable with him again, to respect him again, to love him again. That's his job. That's his responsibility. That's for him to figure out, not for you and not for your son. Your son sounds a lot like my daughter, where they've had enough. They have had enough. They see them for who they are. They're not playing this game anymore. And at 13 years old, both of them, 13 years old, if they can do that, then we don't have to worry about them, because they see people, things that we don't see. They've learned, unfortunately, a valuable lesson, that they have to see people for who they are. So if he's not comfortable, your son is not comfortable, your son doesn't want to talk to him, it is his job to keep calling. It's his job to keep trying to reconnect with your son. That's his responsibility. So just love on your son, and just do those things to help your son with the emotional trauma, and just leave it there. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap up today. I won't be able, I think we might get that tropical storm tomorrow. I did have a little bit of a problem coming in on the live today. It looks like it was trying to stream for quite a bit. So tomorrow may not be a good day, because the tropical storm is supposed to hit tomorrow. So if I can do some videos tomorrow, if it lets me, I'll do videos. But if not, Wednesday we'll come back anywhere between 2:30 and 3:30 on Wednesday. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Shalu said, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, Shalu. I'm sorry. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. I'm gonna go get my daughter from the bus. I hope you guys have an amazing afternoon. I love you guys. Rosa, send me that email, and we'll talk. And then If you want to connect for a one-on-one coaching session, I'm going to put my email in the description area. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys. Thank you for all of your contributions. You guys are amazing. Miss Vanessa, you are so welcome. You're going to get there. I promise you. I promise you. We're all going to get there. We're all going to get to that space where we're just going to be very content, and it is what it is. We can't change these people. We can't help these people. But what we can do is we can heal, we can love, we can be in a happy space. And if they want to jump on that, sounds like a plan. And if they don't want to jump on that, guess what? That's okay too. So, yeah, we're going to wrap up. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you guys and have a wonderful afternoon. And I'll see you guys back on Wednesday. We may have an open discussion on Wednesday. So, love you guys. I'll talk to you soon, Kingdom. Bye.